It's actually pretty heavy. Got the instructions. And literally a few bolts. There's 2 bolts and some cotter pins. There's the through pieces. So all in all, it looks pretty simple. I'm gonna check out the instructions. We'll see what all this takes. Probably has to be one of the easiest installs I've ever done in a long time. There's literally 4 pieces and you only have 2 bolts. These bolts you can either use a 17 millimeter or an 11/16 socket or wrench, whichever one you want. But these bolts are going to be used for mounting the cross brace on here. And all you're going to do is put the bolts through at the wider section. And you're going to put them right through your cross brace. Put your washers on. And then tighten up your nuts. So the next step is going to require no tools whatsoever. You're going to install the wheel adapter. I've already set it up here so you can see roughly what you're going to be doing. You're going to have the pin with the washer on each side and then the safety pin. So to install this, it goes back here. There's no adjustments on this, only on the front piece. And then you're going to put this through, put your washer on, and your safety pin. Now the only thing that I'm seeing right now is there's a lot of play right here. So I'm probably going to end up going to the parts store and getting, I'll say about 1.25 inches of washers or spacers, something to extend that gap to make it a little bit more sturdy. I don't like there being that much flexibility. But all you do is roll your bike in here, flip it over, and it'll lock it into place. Alright, for the next step, they want you to measure your tire so that you know where to put the cradle stop. I found this really difficult because I don't know where to measure to or from. So I'm just going to go trial and error. I ran the bike over just to see roughly how far up it would go, and it's looking like it's almost all the way up. So I'm going to start with the furthest one up, see if I like that position, and just work my way back. For you, leave a comment down in the comment section below if you figure out exactly how to do this the right way before you start pushing your bike up onto it. Once again, it's just the same thing. Just put this in, push the pin across. Now if you're going to push your bike up not mounted to the ground, the stand is going to need to be up against something firm, or I have a piece of plywood, piece of wood back here that I have propped up against the wall, against concrete, so it's not going to budge, just so you guys can see it. I'm just going to put that right up against here, and I'll test this out. Alright, so I automatically know I need to go at least one back. test this out again. What's in there? Kickstand's up. It's nice and tight. The wheel's pretty much on the ground. So I think the second hole was the one to go to. Now, I'm probably going to firmly mount this since I'm going to be the only one using it. I'll probably put some bolts through here. I'll still leave the pin up there just so it can flex, and there's really nothing you could do. But up here I can actually put some bolts in here. All in all, I think it's pretty good. This is just going to be for fun to see what would happen if I shorten this up one more slot. See if it gets a little bit firmer or if it's even more unstable. So right there, the wheel's actually on the ground. I think I'm actually gonna go with 3 holes up. Now, in case you're wondering, this is a 2017 Yamaha R6. Alright, so this is just to show you how to get the bike off. If you're short like me, I can't sit on the bike and push it off like some people. I barely reach. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my foot right here. Even with this not supported onto anything, I'm going to stick my foot here, and I'm just going to pull back. The bike comes right off. Alright, now just to clarify some of your questions, if you guys had them just like I did. These feet down here, if you notice there's an angle on the ramp, which is nice, but it literally does nothing to prevent this thing from sliding. So if you want to prevent this from sliding, you're going to want to put some rubber on the bottom. But for mounting purposes, if you're going to put this on like a piece of plywood or in a trailer or anything like that, this can cause an issue for you since the mounting holes are back here. So just to clarify this up, these bottoms unscrew. And you don't lose any functionality in the tow hooks, like I thought you would. So with those off now, on flat and level ground, you can bolt it in. I'd probably put at least one bolt up front, just to ensure that it's got a triangulated bolt pattern for you. But now it's nice and flat and stable. You don't have to worry about anything. You still got your tie-down points. You're still secured in because they screw in from the top. Everything works just like you want it to. Alright, so with those parts, we're going to eliminate the sway back and forth in the front part of the wheel chock. So to do this, first need to remove the original parts. You need your washer and your nut. You're going to stick a washer down in between. That'll help eliminate some of the gap. And you can use your finger to help align this. Then put a washer on the back side, locking washer, and then the nut. Now you might be thinking that this is going to get in the way of the tire, but when my tire comes in, it's not even close to this. And if I do end up using a tire that is this big, what I can do is I can just cut down the bolt itself since the nut's on there. When I back off the nut, it'll re-thread itself and be nice and short and work perfectly. All right, so after I got the bolts put in there, you can see the difference. This thing is solidly mounted. No need to worry about it. Now, it does take out a little bit of the quick functionality out of just pulling the pin, putting in another bike. But to be honest with you, you're going to have to take the measurements and everything. It's going to take you time to loosen this factory pin back up anyways. So with this mainly mounts with my bike, but it's a quick, easy fix. I would say maybe 45 seconds you can have it off, readjusting it. If you wanted to put more bolts in, you could drill holes back here. That way this thing can't rock back and forth, which I might end up doing, but to be honest with you, it's really not that big of a deal at the moment. Now we're going to switch back to the front part of the wheel chock and do the upgrades to that section. Alright, to eliminate the rear sway, which is massive, I got the nylon bushings and some washers. Now the nylon bushings actually work a whole lot better than I was expecting them to. So all you need to do is use one washer, one nylon bushing on this side. Get that into place. Push it over, push the next nylon bushing on the back side. Lift it up. You've got very little play. Now, since I have extra washers, I'm literally just going to throw them on here for no purpose whatsoever. I do need one on each side, but to have 3 on serves no purpose. But I have them, so I'm just going to put them here so I don't lose them. But as you see, it still goes up and down perfectly fine. It rocks normal. Still has a little bit of a play, but it's a lot more sturdy and solid like I want it.